we're back here on the Cox 11 Sports Report, where now it's time to check in on the Eastern District as IC Norcom, looking to get one step closer to being the outright Eastern District champion, took on a tough opponent in the Titans of Lake Taylor.
That's right, Chris. As the old adage goes, to be the man, you got to beat the man. And Lake Taylor having won this district, how many years in a row, Chris?
5 out of 6, and that was P.J. Howard trying to inspire the Greyhounds before the action at IC Norcom Stadium. And you've got Lake Taylor, the champs until knocked off, and early on in the first half would be Darian Walton doing it on the ground, trying to establish a running game for the Titans.
Nice job there by Walton, just getting the ball running through the hole and running strong, running over defenders.
Now, as the quarterback, number 15, Donovan Powell, looks deep downfield. His intended pass from Mike Tyson broken up, but pass interference on the play as Hakeem Swan gets called for the infraction.
And it looked like pretty good defense there, Chris, but moving on, you see the Titans getting closer to that goal line.
Darren Walton trying to plunge in from 7 yards out, gets it down to the 1 yard line. It looks like a sure touchdown for the Titans, except hang on a second. What can't you do, Matt?
You can't leave the football.
Donovan Powell makes the mistake, and Norcom recovers the fumble, as you see there, the loose pigskin on the ground and picked up by the Greyhounds. And that would set up this as Jamal Wright would roll to his right, chucks it deep downfield and finds his target as Carlos Mills makes the reception and gets the Greyhounds out of the shadow of their own end zone. Now into the second quarter, Jamal Wright fakes the handoff, finds a huge hole over left guard, and let me know when you find a Titan in your screen to stop him, folks, because he's still down inside the 20, inside the 10, finally tripped up at the 2 yard line.
What a big run there, as you said, Chris. Not a Titan in sight. He'll finish off that long run right here, so he's going to get all the way to the goal line for the touchdown.
A much easier 1 yard run for Wright that time. Unfortunately, the extra point snap would be low, and Wright would have to roll out to his right, and it's a bit of a duck. It is hunting season now, folks, so don't be alarmed if someone tried to take a shot at that football, as we see the obligatory halftime highlight of the band, courtesy of our cameraman, Rob.
And here we are now in the second half with the opening kick. Norcom looks to return here.
6-0 the score. IC Norcom, though, would add to their lead right here as Hakeem Swan, 81 yards on the kickoff return, and that would pretty much spell doom for the Titans' comeback chances.
A great way to start off the second half. The kick return for the touchdown, and Norcom now on top, or adding to that lead. And you see right here on the scramble, the quarterback's going to look left and find his receiver and put it into the end zone.
Carlos Mills converts on the 2-point conversion, now 14-0, as this clash of the Titans is decidedly in favor of the Greyhounds. As Powell will fake the handoff, keeping himself left side, has some running room down the field into Greyhound territory, finally shoved out of bounds, but not before he picks up a huge gain down inside the 30-yard line. Unfortunately for the Titans, they would be unable to score there, and this time on the ground it would be Chevelle Atkins carrying the football for the Greyhounds. Atkins picks up good rushing yards on that carry. Now Wright will hand off again to Atkins up the middle of the Titans defense, continuing to pound them were the Greyhounds on the ground.
When you've got a 14-0 lead, Chris, you've got to be able to establish the run to keep that clock moving. And not only do Norcom do that, but they punch one more into the end zone.
Jaquan St. Anne from 9 yards out with the touchdown run, 20-0 now your score. Still in the third quarter, Powell trying to make something happen for the Titans. Unfortunately, he would be engulfed by Curtis Corbett with the sack for the Greyhounds.
Great job by the Greyhound D-line getting pressure on the quarterback. And here we are now with the ball on the offensive side of Norcom. Quarterback once again finds some running room, lays a nice stiff arm, and will keep going all the way in for the touchdown.
16 carries, 201 rushing yards for Wright, including that 45-yard scamper, as the score would now be 27-0. And the cherry on top of the shutout Sunday for the Greyhounds would be the safety on the punt for Lake Taylor. And that would give us our final margin, 29-0, as Lake Taylor is shut out by the Norcom Greyhounds. Lake Taylor shut out for the first time in district play since 2006, as Jamal Wright, 4 of 6 for 60 yards and the 2 touchdowns on the ground. Darian Walton, a quiet night with only 14 carries and 50 yards. Checking out some other scores from the Eastern District, Booker T. Washington with the victory over the Presidents, 23-12. Dante Capers, 137 yards rushing and a touchdown. And Granby comes from 20 points down to defeat the Pilots 21-20 as they continue to play well in the Eastern District. And one final score, Churchland shuts out Maury 42-0 as the Churchland Truckers offense scored touchdowns on their first 3 possessions.
And now we're going to take a quick look at the Bay Rivers. Smithfield on top of Grafton 21-14. DeMonte McClary with 192 rushing yards in that contest. And Bruton rebounds from last week's defeat, beating War Hill 47-21. Elliott Rice with 5 total touchdowns in that effort. Poquoson over Tab 28-7. Luke Hill with a 39-yard fumble return for a touchdown. New Kent over Jamestown 21-0. New Kent's first win of the season. And finally, Lafayette beating York with Jacob Vaughn's 25-yard game-winning field goal.